Hello, my dear friends. I'm back with a new video, and I hope all of you are doing good and you are enjoying this channel and enjoying the videos that I am posting from time to time. If you are really liking my videos, please like, share, and let me know through your comments so that I can provide more and more interesting topics and information to all of you. So, with that, let's get into the topic for today. So, today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic. So, uh, you know, probably some of you have already heard of that. US has launched an audit for the Indian aviation industry, and so in this particular video, we are going to talk about what this audit is all about, why this is going on, what is the you know area where they're looking at, what kind of impact that might have from this audit, and what we need to do as part of the Indian aviation regulators or aviation industry, what we need to work on or uh, probably have a specific look at. So I'm going to talk about all of them, so please stay with me till end of this video. So let's go deeper into that. What is this US audit is all about? So basically, the Federal Aviation Administration or FAA, which is the US aviation regulator. So they conduct this audit for various partner countries or partner organizations across the world uh, to check if the partners are complying with the ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization's safety and regulatory requirements, and following the processes and needs properly. So they conduct this audit from time to time for various regulators and the countries overall. Uh, Now you might think that why US will do that, and why not ICAO itself or someone else. So basically, the American market or US market is the largest aviation market in the world as of today, and obviously there are a lot of focus on in terms of various countries and various airlines to get into the US market, or have the US airlines having their flights directly to those countries, etc., etc. So obviously they are at a very unique leverage position. um, so based on that, obviously they conduct um, this audits to protect their own interest, to protect the safety of their citizens and passengers who are traveling to those countries for various reasons, or various airlines in those countries they would be flying. So to ensure the safety of their own citizens and the traveling passengers, they conduct those audits. Now if we look at the overall aspects, why or what are the main areas that they're looking at. So one is definitely the fleet technical lapses. So as you know that there have been a lot of incidents where not only just the accidents, but several incidents in past 1 year or so, where we have several um, close saves or technical issues and hardware glitches, software problems, major incidents and all that. So that is definitely one area that they are looking into, and how that process is being followed in the country. Another is the regulatory compliance. So obviously, how the Indian regulator, which is DGCA, Director General of Civil Aviation, so how they are really not just overseeing about those regulations, the global regulations, but also how they are doing the oversight of and implementing or uh, punishing those who are not complying. So how they are really complying to those regulatory requirements. So that is another area of this audit. And the third section is the global safety assessment. So the safety assessment is not just about uh, how uh, those technical lapses happen, but also the safety in a holistic overview, like the pilot training, whether the pilot trainings have been updated, the curriculum have been updated, uh, the existing pilots, how they are going through the refreshment training, the refresher trainings. Also, the member state licensing, uh, also the investigations and the procedures, how they are following uh, for those accident or incident investigations, if they are complying with the global standards and the recommendations. So all those requirements are being looked at. Now, coming to the impact of that uh, uh, audit in terms of the Indian aviation industry. So one is definitely the market access and the expansion, right? So as you know that Indian airlines are uh, aspiring to grow, and India wants to become one of the largest aviation market, and we have um, so many aircrafts uh, and on order, and we are expecting that in next 5 years or so that India's aviation fleet will grow beyond 3,000 aircraft. And as this uh, growth happens, so obviously the airlines will be looking at the global more routes to fly into. So like direct flights to US, and having certain you know uh, agreement with some of the other airlines or some of the other uh, countries as well in the Europe and other regions. Uh, so this is having a direct impact on those plans, right? So if the audit is adverse, and India is not able to keep its uh, uh, highest safety standard, which is right now there as FAA category 1. So if we are falling off from that category, so that is having a direct impact in terms of the future expansion into the US market, or in expanding into new routes in different cities directly from India. And also there will be more scrutiny, more technical checks and all that for the existing routes. We still might not be asked to close down on certain routes, which some of the countries like Pakistan and others had gone through earlier. So those countries airlines were banned, so they were not allowed to fly into those airspaces, certain countries or certain airspaces, not because it's any enemy country or something, but they were banned to get into their airspace because of the safety and compliance reasons. So we are definitely not there, but what I meant to say is that our existing flights might be, have to go through additional checks and all that, which is again additional cost and all those stuff. And also apart from that, this will also impact the code sharing. So as you know that probably uh, various Indian airlines, they don't go directly uh, to all the cities in US, or the US airlines who fly into India. So they might be flying into India in some of the main hub cities, and then there are code sharing agreements where the passengers coming in through those US airlines can take one of the Indian airlines and go to their different destinations and all that. So that could also become a challenge, because not all those code sharing agreements might be uh, enforced, or some has to be stopped and all that stuff, which is again a big challenge for the growth of the aviation industry in future. uh, Third is obviously the operational penalties for a downgrade. If that happens, I'm not saying that there will be a downgrade or something like that, but in case of a downgrade, what happens is that you have to go through additional penalties, and uh, you again need to have more periodic audits to come back to uh, a higher grade, or come back to the grade where you were, so that your industry's growth and the entire process is not impacted and all that. So these are big challenges for the aviation industry and all the players. Apart from that, also there would be uh, uh, a, a clear check about how the Indian regulators are really enforcing the required laws, and required checks, inspections and checks on the various airlines, the technical as well as the compliance checks. So for the airlines as well as Airport Authority of India, as independent checks are being done. So these are all the things that are going to be looked at. So now, if I'm asked that, okay, what we need to do, so we understood the problem, we understood the challenges, so what do we really need to do that? So from my perspective is that what DGCA needs to do, or the Indian aviation industry needs to do, is that uh, to ramp up the hiring and the training of the inspectors and the technical stuffs who are going to do those periodic checks for the airlines, for the Airport Authority of India from a regulator side, also for the airlines and the AI. So they also need to train their staff. They also need to have a clear demarcation that there should be uh, enough trained people who would be overseeing those compliances, those processes, and those requirements are being followed diligently. It's not just that in terms of checkbox exercise, but they are being done in right words and spirit. So that is the uh, requirement for the aviation industry as well as for the regulator uh, to not just comply with this or come out from this audit successfully, but also in terms of aligning ourselves for the future growth which we are aspiring for and what we are looking at. So with that, I stop this episode here, and I hope all of you like this video and would like to hear more. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Have a great day.